What's up guys, Max here, and I'm going to follow up the last video with a video on how to get your settings right on the Rodecaster Pro. Check it out. Okay, so I'm here with the Rodecaster Pro, and I'm already recording. You can see the clock ticking up here, and you can see where my levels are at. Just to go over the interface real quick on the top here, you've got mics 1, 2, 3, and 4. You've got your Bluetooth connection. You've got your cell phone connection. You've got your USB connection, your cell phone connection, your Bluetooth connection, and then your pads, your sound pads, where you can upload your own sounds and control the volume of them. So over here, you can solo or mute a track, so you can only hear this one and not the others, or you can mute one so you don't hear that one and you hear all the others. If I want to adjust my headphone volume, I've got that up here, and my master volume, I can adjust that down here. But I don't usually mess with this at all. So let's say I want to go in and get into my settings on the Rodecaster for channel 1. I would just press channel 1, and now I'm in the settings. And if I go in here first to microphone, you can pick the type of microphone you're using. I'm using the Rode Pod Mic, which is what came with my kit, so I'm good there. I can go to levels, and I can view my levels. Now I can manually press them up incrementally, and I can also turn on phantom power. So if you're using a microphone that requires a phantom power input, you can do it right there. And that's great that this thing has that. So let's back out of that. Let's go to voice. So it's going to ask you your voice tone and strength. So if I go into tone, I think my voice is medium tone. So I'm set to medium right now. If you go high, let's see how that sounds. So can you hear a difference if I go to high? And if I go to deep, can you hear a difference if I go to deep? I almost feel like I hear a difference when I go to deep, but not to high. I'm just going to leave it at medium because I think that's where my voice sits. So we'll back out of there, and we'll go down to advanced. So these are all the advanced built-in effects that the Rodecaster comes with, and these are all the ones that are going to be accessible to customize with the new firmware that's coming out. So I can't customize them right now, but what I can do is I can turn them on and off. So if I go, first of all, up here, compressor, if I turn that off, did you hear a change if I turn off the compressor? I think I hear a little bit of a change. De-esser, so that gets rid of the sounds. Sorry if that just came through right there and bothered you. High pass filter, so basically it will ignore any sounds that come in above a certain level. And noise gate, blocking any of the excess noise or background noise. So right now all those are turned off. So right now there's no effects being applied in those settings. And can you hear any difference in my voice? Ducking was already off, but ducking generally is if I think what ducking is in this case is if there's audio coming on track 1, it'll lower the volume of all the other channels. So I can double check on that, but I believe that's what that is. So I'm gonna turn all these back on, or actually, you know what? I'll turn all these off, and I'll go down and do these bottom ones. So the Aphex is the you can see Aphex on board over here is what Rode claims is, or advertises as the big deal software that's on this thing to make your voice sound better. So let me start by turning off the oral exciter. Do you hear a difference now that the oral exciter is off? So that's without the oral exciter. We'll turn off the big bottom. Big bottom, do you guys hear any difference there with big bottom? And then processing. So if I turn processing off, that'll just basically turn off all the effects, which I had off anyway. And let me go. So this is a sample of what my voice sounds like with all those off. Let's go back and turn them all on and see what that sounds like. So I'll just turn processing on so I can access all these. Let's see. Let's start with big bottom. We'll turn big bottom back on. So that's with the big bottom. And honestly, oral exciter and big bottom, I'm not really sure what they do. I just know Aphex is the audio processor that's supposed to make your voice sound a lot better, a lot more broadcast ready, and it definitely makes a big difference. Let me turn on the oral exciter. So I definitely hear a difference now in my headphones, a big difference. Let me know if you guys hear a difference in the comments down below, and which one of these makes the biggest difference for you. What are your settings that you use? Noise gate, turn that on. De-esser, you probably won't hear any big differences. Like, it's not like one of these comes on, you hear a big, oh, that's a very sudden change. They're all minor, but the de-esser is mainly if you're having those S sound problems, like I think I just did, it limits those. High pass filter, compressor, and compressor obviously makes a big difference. I can hear it, a big time difference right there. So let's go back one page here. So that covers microphone, level, voice, and advanced. We'll go back to one level back, and we'll go to home here, and we'll mess with these sound pads real quick. So if I go here to the music icon, we're in the sound pads now. So you can see it comes loaded with some sounds. So there's intro, outro, laughter, applause, sad trombone, rim shot, scary, crickets, and harp. and that's these over here. So when you get your Rodecaster, hopefully all these volume knobs are down at the very minimum volume that they can be. So let's check these out. Let's see what they have for intro, outro. All you do is tap the pad. You see it lit up, but we don't hear anything. Why? Because our volume knob is all the way down. So let's turn that up. Now you're going to be hearing the intro, outro music that comes pre-loaded onto the Rodecaster. You want to shut it down, you just tap it again. Okay, the second effect on here is laughter. So if you tell a funny joke, you get some laughter. Then it comes with some applause. Some sad trombone. Always got to have that, right? Rim shot. Another one goes along with a good joke or comment. Scary. I don't know about that one. Crickets, for if your joke is not funny. And then harp. Let me introduce my next guest. I'm sure everyone that I have on my show would appreciate that. So those are your sound pads. You can load multiple layers of sound pads, I think 2, and you can customize those completely. And I'll do another little bit on that coming up when I get talking more about the settings and features here. If I wanted to make a marker on my episode, like, hey, that was a cool moment, I can hit this button right here, and it'll make a marker. And then when I go back and open this thing in compatible programs like Adobe Audition, it will have the markers already placed in there, so I can go back and find it. What I used that for a lot was when my show was still broadcasting on public radio, was if somebody cussed, I would go back and mark it, so that way I can find the cuss parts and mute them out very easily. Okay, so that's a basic description of the settings on the Rodecaster that I went through, and now what you're listening to when you hear my voice here. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Like, comment, and subscribe down below, and check out one of these next videos coming up, and stay tuned for more good content on this channel.